Adu dani kapsu chi, naki chenyen ki pe sunam ki, jola penchir sangye drupasho, chedan choki chonam la, chanchu padu dani kapsu chi, naki chenyen ki pe sunam ki, jola penchir sangye drupasho, chedan soki chonam la, chanchu padu dani kapsu chi, naki chenyen ki pe sunam ki, jola penchir sangye drupasho. Shogity schmogity.
Works.
If you get married.
Okay, so
chocolate chip.
Huh?
say again.
Chocolate chip, he said.
Mint chocolate chip. They call it Neapolitan desire.
What are the 3 flavors of link number 8? Chocolate chip, vanilla, desire,
Gypsy, Duce, and Tsutse.
yeah. In English,
Existence, desire, fear, the desire that comes with fear, and desire.
Desire to become
what is the third one? Sorry.
desire to become neutral.
Yes. Yes, that's right. Pleasure, fear, neutral. What are the traditional pictures for link number 8 and number 9 in the Wheel of Life?
Come on.
The traditional one,
That's too easy.
that's the one I'm aiming. Yeah, drinking alcoholic drink. It looks like breakfast or something.
That's painted by a 12-year-old kid.
Okay. What
He
are the
never
three-
had a beard.
Okay, this one. Let's see who remembers. What are the 3 possible meanings of near Lempa? This is excluding word name.
Excluding.
Oh, that's a relief.
Yeah.
Okay, the rest of you.
Exclude me too.
Oh yeah, I guess you are too.
Just kidding.
I guess Inna or Gibson remember.
Yeah.
Which right?
Near Lempa. Link of taking. Ah,
Take it as existing and take it as material cost.
what is the first one?
Take another birth.
Ah, yeah. Or the second one?
Take things as existing.
Aha. Yeah, and then third one.
Take it as material cost.
Yeah, you're right.
You
Okay.
got some good
How
sleep
much
last
money
night,
was
or
it?
you
How much
didn't
money
get
was
any?
it?
I didn't offer bonus, Maybe the next one I give bonus.
You get some pizza.
Okay. STW. Yidu Ongwa.
Present.
Say again.
Present.
Present.
Sexy. Sexy.
Attractive. Pleasure, not present.
Sexy.
What's your name?
Attractive to pleasurable object.
That's sexy.
Jigsaw.
Fear of death.
Fear of death or literal meaning falling apart.
Oh, right.
Mineral war dupa.
Being fear of being, desire to not be with
Not be
something.
separated from.
Not to be separated. Yeah. You don't want to lose it.
Yeah.
Sorry if it's too easy.
No,
They're
apologize
sexy,
for that.
super sexy.
sexy.
I use a sexy Tibet.
Oh, this is a bad idea.
Probably Yi Duongwa.
You don't want to?
Oh, yay. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to contract STWs.
That's the whole plan.
That's on the video.
Okay, here we go. Wait, let me do my cursing thing.
And you can make it a little bigger.
Shut up. What's your son say?
He says,
What's the one he learned? You pissed me off, Dad.
That's what says it?
We're not sure where it started.
Come with a previous life.
When he saw Aaron's pants and had the Buddha heads.
Okay, go.
Các trích nào đấy Biu pa nhiều len pa là biu pe kép Tawa nhiều len pa là ta ngén Nhị kép Đắc du mawa nhiều len pa là Đắc zin nhị kép sen
Yeah, again, we kind of covered this last time, but we didn't quite finish it. It's a play on the Niralemba. And you're going to have trouble with Niralemba for the rest of your life. You know, what's the Niraland here? And it means closely take, right? But it can have a bunch of different meanings. Pumbo Niralemba means take your heaps at when you get born. And then Shingi Niraland, the trees' material cost is the seed. And this is called taking desire, Dupa Niralemba. Is taking desire a form of desire? Is it always? Kyup. So he's got 3 kinds of Niralemba. So these are hard. These are just hard. They're totally dependent on the context, okay? You have to pay attention to context. So don't look at the Niralemba, look at what's around it. Otherwise, you'll never get it right. Okay, then there's Tawa Niralemba, which is to take on a bad view, okay? Like karma doesn't exist. And then he says all taking on views is bad views. All taking on desire is a form of desire. And all taking on speaking of a self, saying that the self exists, okay, is dangzin. The tendency to believe that things are themselves, I like to say sometimes, rather than Atman belief, which no one understands. Okay, he claims. So one of these, he's had 3 kyabas here. Must be, must be, must be. So all we have to do is find one counterexample for one of them, and we beat his. And it's not a major point. It's just he wants you to be aware that Niralemba is a greasy word. Okay, so here we go. Let's take. Go ahead.
Đắc du mawa nhiều len pa chư chen Kyut đắc zin mayin pa pa Đứa chắc in pe chia te Len pe ten vel yin pe chia
Yeah, taking on, talking about a self, take that, let's consider that. It is not, as you just said, a tendency to hold that things have a self-nature, okay? Because it's a form of desire. It's not a form of misunderstanding, it's a form of desire. Why? Because it's lembetendo. It's the eighth link, right? Sorry, it's a 9th link, okay? Which is advanced desire. So he says, don't tell me it's a tendency to hold on to things being themselves. It's a form of desire because it's advanced desire, okay? But what's its function?
Trigger number 10.
Yeah, to impregnate number 2. Okay, to make fresh karma into karma which is about to break open, which is similar to the difference between planting a watermelon seed in the spring and watermelon seed just before it makes a sprout in the fall or whatever, okay? So something happens underground between April and September that makes that seed ready to open, okay? And I'm not sure this is literal, okay? Is link number 9 a viewpoint, or is link number 9 a form of desire?
Well, you said it's a viewpoint, right?
I think it's a viewpoint, okay? What makes your good seeds get fatter? Rejoicing, yeah, being happy. But what makes your bad seeds get fatter is the act of misunderstanding them. The more you don't understand life, the worse it gets. Okay, so I'm not sure it's literal here. Okay, he's just saying the definition always, the name is advanced desire, but maybe it's a viewpoint. Maybe it's not desire. Okay, which means it's not the desire to be separated from something.
Just a viewpoint of what?
Misunderstanding seeds
Oh, misunderstanding.
makes the seeds fatter. So he's playing with it. Is it a form of desire, or is it a form of misunderstanding? Because we've used the wording "döpa dan dawa," separated from what you like, and we've given examples of being scared that your body's falling apart at the end of your life. Okay, so it's a good question, and I don't think we can resolve it here. I don't think it's resolved here. Is number 9 a form of desire, or is number 9 a misunderstanding?
So basically, we are denying all the three.
Well, we denied one of them.
Or just one.
Yeah. Which one did we deny, by the way?
The duck do mawa.
Well, see, this first one is, if it's a form of advanced desire, which is desire, is it always desire? And maybe our answer is no, it can be a viewpoint. You see.
Because we already established that 8 and 9 are separate, right?
He wants you to think about, is 8 and 9 a viewpoint, or is 8 and 9 desire?
None of the,
State of mind.
Because the definition in the name is desire. But we know that what triggers bad seeds is misunderstanding them, which is a viewpoint. Okay, so he doesn't really resolve it. Okay, but he wants you to cook it. Because the definition up above kept talking about not wanting to be separated from something, which is a classic definition of here. Not to want to be separated from what you're looking at, which is a classic definition of desire, not wrong. In all descriptions of desire, even as a root mental affliction, it's defined as mindo or dupa. So he's just saying, look, there's a problem here. It's kind of a mix. It's kind of a mix of a viewpoint and a desire. Okay.
None of the three
Nearland?
are emotions or
Maybe not. I'd have to think about it. Okay. By the way, Jetson Kappa's position would be you can't have desire without a negative viewpoint. Yeah. You can't have desire unless you misunderstand the object. Because Jawar Mindupa, not to be Minjawar Dupa, to want to not be separated, assumes you're seeing the object wrong. That you would take, if I want the coffee and I don't want to lose the coffee, I hold it tighter, right? And that's a wrong view in itself, because if you really like the coffee, you should share it with Ben Kramer. Won't drink it unless it's his advanced coffee. So, okay, here we go. Now, at this point in the text, Buddhists go mindless. They just turn their minds off. Why?
Because
It's wrong loop. They're just going to tell us what's correct. We don't have to think about it. Okay.
I feel like we could use a little support of this.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Nipa rang look ni rang you tendrel char chiki dang du
Wang du.
wang du.
Who's got the plane? Phil, you want to take the plane? Yell at him. We're right here, Chepe.
Rang you tendrel.
How come you show up on the pizza day? Just tell me. Chepe,
Wang du chepe rekpe tendrel chok
Zog,
chok rang dre tendrel char chiki wang du chepe sepe tendrel maduk kong ki rang ki mikyo tu kyurpe sim du war
Parma.
Parma sum chi rik pa rang top ki nhắm su nhóm we sem pa kang sik
Sakche.
sakche nam min ki ngowon kyurpe phung po yan lak chuni ki nang sen du kyurpe chorwe tanral ki sen ni.
Yeah, this is the legal definition, contract definition of feelings. Just feelings, right? right?
Let's see.
Wrong.
Feelings, I mean, you know.
It's, is this the definition of feeling?
No,
Can we go that far?
it's the link of
Yeah, it's the link of feeling, which is totally different, right? Feeling as one of the links in the wheel of life. Feeling as a trigger in your suffering. Okay, so, and you gotta put in all these pieces or else there are counterexamples. Okay, you gotta cover all the possible counterexamples. So, excuse me. What? Wrong loop. Okay, its cause relative to a
One turning.
single turning of the wheel, its cause, relative is wang to chepe, is contact. Okay, so before you have feeling, you have to be able to contact the object. There has to be contact between you and the object in order for you to have a feeling about it. You can't hate your wife if you haven't seen her this morning. Okay, I'm just kidding. Irritated. So the contact link, zok,
Finish.
it's already finished, so it's time for the next link. And the result of that contact link is relative to a single turning of the wheel. I'm sorry, its result, meaning the feelings is the result, okay? The result of the feelings, which is link 8, okay? So link 6 is done. And link 8, which is the result of what we're trying to define, hasn't happened yet. Madup, it hasn't happened yet. 6 is finished, 8 hasn't happened yet. Guess which link we're in. Okay, number 7. Okay, so relative to a single turning of the wheel, its result, meaning feelings is the result, which is initial desire, sepa, okay, hasn't happened. Okay, kong means before. This kong means before. Okay, so until such time as 8 has happened and 6 has finished, we must be in the middle of 7. Okay, what does feelings focus on? And again, here the English word is defective. You know, it should be something like the capacity to feel. Feels feelings, right? So is feeling the feeler, or is feelings what you feel? So the English word is kind of difficult. The English word is not very precise. And maybe it's because it's feelings. And people get confused around feelings. You know, human beings get confused around feelings. Are you feeling it, or are you it, or they get so strong that you forget about you. Okay, so the object of these feelings is whichever it may be. Chirikpa means whichever it may be. 3 options. Chirikpa kind of means 3 options. Whichever. And what are the 3 options? Sim, dung, and parma. Okay. Sim is an ancient word for
Good feelings.
yeah, good feeling in general. Could be happy or could be pleasure, right? When you divide feeling into 3, it could be mental or physical. Okay. So good, you can say good. Then dung, which we had as torment, and then parma, which means in between. Okay, any one of these, and the link number 7 called feeling operates rangtoki. Yeah, it doesn't depend on other mental functions. It has the ability to operate on its own independently. And it'd be interesting, you know, in the debate ground, to mention some mental functions that don't operate around Topki. Like maybe continued irritation depends on original anger or something like that. You see what I mean? It's not independent. You have to have anger before you can have irritation. Continued irritation, like being married to Sugeng. Okay. Ran Topki Nyamsu Nyoe Semba, which undergoes. Okay, this nyamsunyoa means undergo or experience. And then he's careful to say semba and not sem.
Not the mind, but the
Yeah,
thoughts.
any movement of the mind. Any movement of the mind. Okay, he doesn't call it the mind. Why? Feelings is not the main mind. Feeling is a mental function. So when you define it, you can't say the mind, you have to say the state of mind. Okay, sempa kanshik. What's kanshik? It's a big,
Split reason.
good split reason. Here comes the second part of the reason. Sakchen namikingor gyurpe pumbo. Its nature is to be a karmic ripening. Okay, feeling good, feeling bad, feeling neutral. These are all karmic ripenings, and if it's a link in the wheel, it must be impure. Okay, because the wheel by definition is suffering. If you're outside of the wheel, you're the Buddha pointing to the moon, and you don't have these things. Okay, so sakche, it's impure. It's a karmic ripening. Okay, and it's a pumbo.
What is mind?
Yeah, it's one of the 5 parts of body and mind, okay? That's the definition of the link of feeling as a member of the 12 links. Nice. You got that nice. Okay, so question for you, are there no other heaps present during link number 7?
They're all present.
They're all present. So just be aware that the name of the link is the part of your body and mind which is feeling, but all the links assume you have your other parts of your body and mind there, but they're not highlighted. They're not the star of that link. Okay, you still have the other ones going on. Okay. Yeah.
If it's a central, like a mental function, how can it be rangto?
Some mental functions are self-contained and some are not. Some depend on other mental functions. And by the way, they all depend on main mind, so that can't be what rangtop means.
Right, that's okay.
Yeah, so rangtop must mean it needs another mental function to do its thing. And the idea I had this morning was about anger and resentment. Right? Resentment is not rangtop because you need to have anger first and then you can have resentment later. So maybe that's not rangtop. But there's probably better examples that I can't think of right now because it's too early. All right, I didn't have enough coffee yet. Okay. All right, here we go. He's going to start to divide it up into different types. He gave the definition, Tseni, now he's going for the yewas. Yewa. I don't want to hear yewa anymore, okay? It's yewa. 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 Okay. Yippee.
Dela del yurpe,
Purpe.
curpe, miki, yute, rekpe, kenki, sorwane, yiki, yute, rekpe, kenki, sorwe, one, two.
Par troop. Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm. Te.
La sorwa. De duk tang nyom sum yu.
Yeah, and this, we're at a point in many of the books in this room that you are covering foundational stuff. And Stanley just covered Dun Nga Dang Ombunga, the 5 objects of the physical senses and the 5 physical senses. And we call them Wangbo, right? So feelings are divided according to which window are you looking out of, which means the sense organ, but also including the mental sense organs. So we divide feelings according to which window are you looking out of. Did you feel good because you saw something? Did you feel good because you heard something? Did you feel good because you had a thought about somebody? Okay, which window are you using? So here it is. Miki dute means involving the I. So there's the feeling that comes from the factor of contact involving the window of the eye. Okay, you feel good about something you see. Okay, that's called feeling depending on the eye. And etc. means he gave you the first one and he gave you the last one. Up to the window of the thought. You know, you think about pizza and you feel happy already. Sometimes when you talk too much about the pizza, it turns out bad. Okay. So then par duk, up to there, par, there are 6 different kinds, depending on which window you're looking through to feel good or bad. All such feelings can be divided into 3. Well, you know, the sum sum and the re re means each of those 6, depending on the window, has 3 different versions. Dewa, Dungyal, and Tangyong. Yeah, good feeling, bad feeling, tangyom. $30 for the 3 kinds of tangyom.
Tangyum, like as in upeksha, equanimity.
Yeah, the Tibetan word tangyom, which in Sanskrit is upeksha, which means upa iksha, which means to overlook, which means to ignore the differences. You see, upa, over, iksha. Ich came into ocular, came into Augen in German, came into optical. Okay, anyway. So we got good feeling, bad feeling, and neutral feeling. So the neutral,
Well,
you gave $10 worth of answer. Neutral, neutral attitude towards other people, which is equanimity. That's one meaning of upeksha. There's 2 other meanings.
meditation. Neutral meditation.
Yeah, can you say nyomjuk? And then
Neutral feelings.
yeah, neutral feelings. There's neutral karma actually, more than meditation. Yeah.
But isn't that Lumaten?
Gewa mige, yeah, lumaten. Same.
Lumaten and Tangyum?
Yeah, it's called Duje Tangyom. Okay.
Oh.
That's another story. So anyway, you can have neutral karma, you can have neutral feelings, and you can have neutral equanimity.
Neutral
Okay.
equanimity.
Yeah, okay. 3 forms. So I'd say he got $15. Okay. He wandered around the answer. Okay. Here we go.
Chuki Kepar Rekpe Pendrel Tang Sung.
What do you think? Chiki Kipar means the typical features. Is it good karma? Is it bad karma, etc.?
Typically, it's linked to the
This doesn't mean Sungden. This is just Sung.
connected to.
Same as,
Oh,
same as.
same as the 6th link of contact.
Yeah. If you want to know, it's the details of it. Is it good karma? Is it bad karma? When do you get rid of it? Tongbang, gongbang. Go study the 6th link. I'm not going to repeat it here. Okay. Okay. It's the same as with link number 6. So you're going to have to go back to link number 6 and make a footnote about it. Good luck. Now let's go to the end here. It says Sepe Tendel Kitseni. We're going to get the definition of the link of Sepa, Gyepa Sepa. Initial desire. Okay, initial desire. Initial trigger, which makes karma fat, ready to give its result. Okay, initial trigger. Okay, so here we go. Here's the definition.
Rangi Shutabja.
Sit up. Can you get the plane?
Shutabja Yote Yanlak Nipa Duche Kile La Sundap Cheki Ranki Mikpala Rangtopki Shepes Sakche Ki Sempa Yanak Chuni Ki Nangsen Du Kyurpe Kyurpe
Cure. It's not an English G. Okay, Kyurpe.
Sepe Pendrel Ki Cheni.
Good. Let's just go piece by piece. Okay, it's a definition of link number 8, which is supposed to be the first initial desire, whose function is to trigger the karma and make it ready to open. Okay, so here, sutta past tense, future participle, which is going to be sutta. Okay, so it functions to, what do you call that? Arm a bum. You see, I mean, you turn on electricity, but you don't blow it up yet. You just arm it. Okay, so this is called set-up, is to arm the karma. Okay, so before that, the karma is not very active. We're talking about link number 2. Okay, right here, Yenlat Nipa, which is called making pot. Sanskara, duchekile, initial karma, baby karma. First, put the watermelon seed in the ground. It's not ready to open. It's like just got out of the package. It didn't get water, it didn't get sunlight, it didn't get fertilizer, okay? So Nipa, second link, is the guy making pots. It's not ready to create a new rebirth. It's not a pregnant lady like number 10, okay? So you start with a plain old unfat seed, okay? Seed just got dropped into the ground, and you sit up it. Yeah, you arm it with this link, the one he's defining, which is number 8, okay? Why are we talking about the triggers or the armors?
That's the whole point of the Wheel of Life.
Yeah, don't wait till a nuclear bomb goes off. Take off the initial trigger. Just rip the trigger off the nuclear bomb. Don't wait for the nuclear bomb to go off. It's too late. Don't wait for link 10. Okay, deal with it at link 8 and link 9. Understand the seeds, and they will be put in the refrigerator forever. The freezer. Okay, they will live in the freezer forever. They will never go off because they don't have a trigger. They're never armed. Okay, so 8 and 9 is a good place to hit the wheel. So 8 and 9 must be a version of 1. I think. Okay, that's my own opinion. Okay, so the thing that it's gonna arm, sit up, right, is the second link, which is fresh karma. Okay, you just did it, and it's the Sundep-je. This Sundep-ja is the object of Sundeping, and the Sundep-je is the Sundepper. Okay, so it's the armorer.
Yeah. A lot of
It's the what? Yeah, it's the lady in the miniskirt picking out the lottery number. My lama used to call this the lady in the miniskirt picking out the lottery number because on TV, they had a lady who came out every night before the news, and she had a very famous. What's her name? She had a famous miniskirt, and she would pick. She put her arm in this bag of numbers and take out a number, and then you win $10 million or something. He said that's number 8 and 9. Just picking the karmas that you're gonna have for your next life. Okay, he called it the lady in the miniskirt. Okay, Sundep Cheki Rangi Migbala Rantoki. So what's that armor looking at? What's it looking at? Rantoki. It's looking at the seed in 2, right? Link number 2. It operates Rantoki. Yeah, it operates on its own. It doesn't depend on other mental functions. And its nature is to be a movement of the mind, a state of mind, which is sakche, and which wants something. It has some kind of desire, okay? That's the definition of the link of initial desire, which is a member of the 12 links, okay? And you have to use all of those words or the definition won't be precise. There is a short definition. Vasubandhu will give a short definition. Those are okay, but they're not going to work in the debate ground. Okay? You're going to get in trouble in the debate ground. So don't think all these things are just a waste of time. They're to protect you in the debate ground. Yes?
He didn't do the usual 6 is finished and 9 as an effort.
No, he didn't say that, did he? Maybe it's assumed. Okay, let's go. Divisions.
Della der Gilpe du se, si se, jig se, dang sumi.
Yeah, so classically, link 8 is divided into 3 types. Classically. And we've been flirting with it, but we didn't really get it nailed down. Okay, so here they are. And they're kind of messy. And, they're not that precise. So, Ter Kyurpa means which functions as what I just defined, which functions as link 8. Okay, there's 3 kinds of things which can function as link 8. Ter Kyurpa means can function as link 8. They are called Döse, Sise, and Jikse. 3 kinds of Sepa. Sepa means desire. Okay, what's it? No, that's a different one. Okay, so one is called desire for desire. Then desire for existence, okay? This is the C, which means Sipe Korlo, Bhavachakra, which means existence. Sometimes can mean samsara. And Jikse. Misspelled. Or is it?
I don't know, it's spelled differently than above.
It is spelled differently from above. I'm kind of uncomfortable now. Which one should it be?
It's the other one. In ACI Course 6.
But here's Jikpe. Oh, this should be Dachidoki Jik. Yeah, this should be Jig. Yeah. Okay, I think Dr. Word is correct. Okay, but you can see how the one would be possible.
Yeah, definitely.
That's usually make it a past tense, or,
No, that would be shug.
oh,
Okay, we had it a bunch of times. Okay, I'm gonna go for jigs, but you might want to check some different Abhidharma texts.
About the sob is redundant with Sisei.
I'll show you a good way to check.
Okay.
Go back to the Tengyur. Okay, ignore the Tibetans. Okay, so go for jig. Look at it near se. Okay, and then go if you want to be cute, which is always desirable. Add, which means new search field. Go to the Tengyur. Okay, and limit yourself to Abhidharma books. Okay, so that we have 11 volumes of Abhidharma books. Like it's about 25 Abhidharma books, okay, in the ancient scriptures. And then see if people used Jiksase or Jikse, okay.
Space after jig?
Say again?
Did you put a space after it? You can try to get both.
I'm going to try to get both. Yeah, I want to get both. Yeah, you ready? Here we go. That's not it. Here we go.
one for no S.
Wow, one from Moas. Yeah, that's interesting.
Two, well, same book.
What did you say? 2
Should we do
lines?
next file again?
Yeah, next file. You're absolutely correct.
You did 2 lines, Bob?
I did 2 lines, yeah.
Not it.
That's not it. That's Jikten. That's Jikten. Wow, 2 votes for Jikse with no S. Which kind of means you're worried about being destroyed.
Well, and there it is right in
Which
front of
makes-
it too.
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
Which are searching.
We'd like to see it in a list with Sisei and Desei.
Well, and I'm not getting great results looking with the sob.
Are you looking at the whole thing here, or just in the?
Just-
We're looking just in the Abhidharma.
It's also over here with the sob, and I've gotten maybe one.
Yeah, okay.
I'm saying without the sob.
No, this is a check that.
Oh, there's.
Oh, that's Jikten, you're right. Sepimanami. That's Jikten.
Check part.
This is scared, but it's not the same thing.
By the way, this is one of those rare cases where you really can use the not.
Oh yeah, I'm just not very good at it.
No, still, we're used to not doing it, so it's like
Yeah, that's a problem.
case where you would. This is one of those.
Here's Jikbe Sepa.
Third one for no S.
Yeah, no S is kind of winning, isn't it? But we want to find it.
With
I know what we want to do.
So do a juke and do so.
Yeah, we want Jikbe Sepa or Jikse. Or we want Jikbe Sepa,
within.
Sepa, or Jikse
Yeah, I got some news.
near Sise or Dose.
Within one line, you're gonna find like
I'm going to say 5.
very little.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, that's.
Whoa, no cigar.
You gotta get a perfect list.
Okay, let's do one more thing before, because we're kind of wasting time. But let's go add.
You don't need. You don't need it near CSIT. If you find it at all, that's basically what we're looking for.
Let's go look it up in the Sumbum.
Okay.
And we'll restrict ourselves to Abhidharma books. So here's all the commentaries we've put input. These are all different authors from Abhidharma. We got a cool database, I mean, I have to say. We kick ass. Nobody else can do what we do. We can't do what we do. Okay. No answer. That's irritating.
Yeah, I didn't find that either.
Should I say Sipe Sepa? I don't know. Let's say C and
Yes, C and D.
let's try that.
There you go. No S.
This person says no S.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And that's Gyaltsab J.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
okay.
This is Gyaltsab J again. This is Gung Tang, who's from East Tibet, so I'm gonna skip him. This is Gyalwang, probably correct.
And that was it.
And that's it. Yeah, I think we gotta go with Jig. Okay. So I'm gonna stick with Jig. Okay.
What about the earlier one?
Stick it.
The other ones Sugeng's gonna fix. Okay. This is still uncomfortable here. It doesn't work with jigs, without jigs. But anyway, okay. Here we go. He's going to define what it is, the three different kinds of initial desire. One is called desire, initial desire. One is called existence, initial desire. And one is called destruction, initial desire. And he's going to define them, okay? Please read. Who's got the plane? Seiji's got the plane. Come on, be critical.
Yo yep on la mikne min rawa dupe sepa dangpo. Yo yi mi on la mikne draw du ki sepa nipa. Dak chak dak che
Talk.
che talk ki jikpa pumpo la sepa sumpao.
Yeah, he defines all three in one paragraph. Okay, you idu on wala migne mindoa dupa. First one, desire is
Wanting to get stuff that you're attracted to.
Not wanting to be separated from things you're attracted to.
you don't want to lose it. You don't want to lose it. Okay, and that's supposed to be one trigger for your baby karmas. Is not wanting to lose something. Okay, then the second one. He changed it from an attractive object to an unattractive object, and now you want to be,
Separated from
you do want to be separated from it, which is called desire for existence. Okay, yeah, it's interesting. Okay,
That's not how we define it.
no, it's not how we defined it. Okay, anyway, he defines it as you want to get away from something, is existence. And then the third one, which now we're calling destruction desire. And this is the one I told you. Dakche tok, permanent gyunche.
Cutting
Cut.
flow.
Yeah, you're afraid your Michael is coming to an end.
It's going to be cut.
You're afraid Michael's going to disappear.
So here,
It's called dakche tok. Tok means you're worried. You have a suspicion that Doc, Michael, is going to check. It's going to stop. Okay? And due to that, it doesn't feel comfortable. It would feel more comfortable if he said afraid, which is talk. But it says destruction. That's the third one. But that's okay. Fear of destruction. Okay? Fear of
when you
destruction.
translated CCA for the ACI course, you think that you found a definition somewhere else that doesn't match?
I think I worked on it for quite a while and I figured it out. Probably Word should look it up in the Sanskrit. Jiknir Se in Lokesh Chandra. Okay. And that'll be definitive. That'll be definitive. It won't be in the Sanskrit dictionary unless it's correct. Okay. Okay, here we go.
It's just, fear of,
Fear that I'm going to end.
it's just fear that,
No, this talk just means worried. You know, concerned, paranoia. Yeah, as you die, you have this unreasonable fear that I'm going to stop. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're going on to advanced desire.
Tan rao chap chiki 1 2 chepe sepe tan rao charpe we
Chirpelwe.
charpelwe
Yeah.
makeup ki new chak yan lak chuni ki nan sen du gyurpe
Kirpe.
kyurpe du kyurpe lan pe tan rao ki san ni.
Good. I don't know what it's about, Indonesia or Singapore, but his accent is good. Okay. Probably it's Suvarna Dvipa Guru's blessing of your islands. Okay, Dendel Sarchik, relative to a single
Turning of the wheel.
turning of the wheel. Your Sepe Dendel, the link number 8, Cherpel. Expands, gets bigger and bigger, gets much bigger. Okay, chair means much bigger. Pawa means increase, right? Gets much bigger. And at that point, that desire is called the ninth link. Okay, that's the ninth link, which is called taking, literally taking. Okay,
What is that one do check?
relative to.
Or relative?
Yeah, so forget power. When you see Wang Tu Chepa, it just means relative to a single turning of the wheel. You know, referring to a single. Wang Tu Chepa can mean referring to or relative to or about a single turning of the wheel. We're not talking about multiple turnings of the wheel. Why wouldn't it be multiple turnings of the wheel?
Because everything can be a cause in another turning. Of the
Nice,
energy
yeah,
linked to
yeah,
that turning.
yeah, good. Okay, good. All right, let's divide advanced desire.
De la yena, du pa nye war len pa, ta wa nye war len pa, dak tu ma wa nye war len pa, chu trim, tu su chok zin nye war len pa dang si yu.
Yeah, he's going to divide it into different kinds, okay? He's going to divide it into different kinds. But I have a feeling he's dividing lemba and not gupa lemba. Okay, so I don't think all these divisions relate to number 9. He's just saying nyewer lemba. He's expanded lemba, which means taking, into nyewer lemba, which means taking closely. And he's going to give you 4 different kinds. But I don't know if he's defining link 9 or just advanced desire in general. Okay, I have a feeling it's a second. But the Tibetan here just says you can divide it into, we don't know what's it. It is number 9 or it is just generally advanced desire. So here's the ones he had mentioned above. Taking in the sense of wanting. Taking in the sense of having the opinion. Okay? Taking in the sense of saying a self exists. Or taking in the sense of saying your weird morality and your weird spiritual practices are the best in the world. And that refers to practices like burning yourself, whipping yourself, jumping on spears, and thinking you can get to nirvana that way. Okay? So he says these are 4 kinds of taking. Okay? Holding. All right? So I don't think they're all the 9th link. I think it's just a general division of lemba expanded to nearer lemba. Okay, cool. This is worth $50 if someone can get the first little piece right. $50 Xiaoping. This is how they make money. This is how I make money. $50. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. It's like $6 a word.
There are distinctions between those two?
Which 2 is the question?
Between Lempa and Sepa.
Damn. He's the most expensive person in the room. It's like having a girlfriend who likes to go to Christian Dior. 50. Damn.
So, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, now, Chiki Kepa means typical features, right? Typical features. And we didn't get them for 8 because he held off until he finished the definition of 9. And then he says, I'll give you the features for 8 and 9 because they're the same. But didn't he say in 8 that it's the same as before or something?
No, 6.
Yeah. In 8, he said, sorry, no, that was 7.
6 and 7.
Okay.
Yeah, when he got to 7, he said, look at 6. But when he got to 8, he didn't give you he didn't give you the qualities. So now when he got to 9, he said 8 and 9 are the same. And Chiki Kepar here means typical qualities. The standard qualities we're interested in. For example, is it good karma or is it bad karma? For example, when do you get rid of it? When you see emptiness directly or later? And for example, do Aryas have it or not? Those are called Chiki Kepar. And which of the 3 realms do you find it in? These are typical questions, features of the links that we want to know. Okay, that's called Tricky Kipper. It doesn't mean dharma divisions or something like that. It just means what are the important characteristics that we're interested in knowing about. Okay, is it a blue car? Is it a red car? How many wheels does it have? What's the stereo system? Okay, like these are the points we're interested in. Okay, so here's the first one. What is it karmically?
The three Deva, Nideva, and
Good.
Lungmate.
But then he says, from among those three, Nangne, it is only,
Lungmate.
yeah, karmically neutral, which is interesting.
Yeah.
It's the trigger that keeps you into samsara. It's the trigger that makes your karmas fat. And it's neutral? Okay, it's karmically neutral? Yeah, you know, this is something I struggled with for many years. And I think once I understood it, but I don't remember what it was. What's that? Yeah, it's just more voltage. It doesn't have content, maybe. You got to think about it. You explain it to us in the homework. Okay.
Maybe Jipala Seva instead of Jipre Seva.
It could be very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Is it in Sanskrit?
Yeah, that's Chandra. That's the
I'm suspicious because it says Jungadang.
Well, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, this is more like, but it could be. And in fact, that could be. What's in Sanskrit?
Vita Darshno Bhavave. Yeah,
Well,
I mean, or rather, here you can look right here.
Oh, Tushna. Yeah, thirst.
Thirst.
Thirst or desire.
Desire.
What's before Tushna?
Uh-huh.
Vita. To be divided from.
Yeah, that's the dreadlock. See, 'cause
Yeah, it's a drama. Yeah. Okay, inconclusive. What'd you say?
1 minute.
We can finish this. What do you get rid of link 8? And if you, are we on link 9, right? Or 8 and 9? Yeah. When do you get rid of link 8 and 9? And he says, Tongpang and Gompang. Tonglam and Gomlam.
Part of seeing and part of
Yeah. You get rid of part of these two links when you see emptiness directly. Or in this school, we might not have to say it that way. And then you get rid of part of them afterwards, as you keep practicing, after you saw emptiness directly. Well, who's got these links?
Arya.
Ke, Soso Kewo, and Papas. That's weird.
Yeah, so Kevo.
No, I mean an Arya? You get to be an Arya and you still have these triggers? Which means you still get reborn?
yeah, at least 7.
Yeah, you're not an Arhat yet. Yeah, you're not an Arhat yet. Yeah. Okay, well, last question. Which realm is it in? Desire realm, form realm, or formless realm? Yeah, people in all three realms can have these two. Because the three realms are the wheel. Okay. Cool. All right, we're going to have a debate about it coming up. Just tune in next time. Stopped here. Stopped here on. Okay. Right? Sugeng? Is that the correct date?
Yes, it's a day.
Yeah, just kidding. You're the man. Chi perki tashi metor tam viram lingshin inde tempani sangye shindu minte uargi rokunam shima chupasho inang guru ranamandala kanyatayami di kewo kun sonam yeshe tsotsokshi sonam yeshe lechuwe tamba kuni topasho. By the way, I mean, if it's at the triggers that you have to stop this process, And if it's at death, that is the most important time to stop those triggers. You gotta be meditating a lot, because the mind at death is chaotic. You can't remember anything. You're scared. You're very, very scared. Usually you're in great pain, and you're supposed to remember that things are coming from you. You know, like you gotta remember the husband in the kitchen in the worst time of your life. And that's almost impossible, and that's why samsara tends to keep going, because the death time is very crazy. It's the craziest moment in your life, and then you're supposed to remember emptiness, you know. So that means you got to work on it a lot. Cool.
Thanks, Vishwa. Awesome.